What's going on? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I've gotten a ton of comments about wanting my perspective on Justice League versus Godzilla, people wanting me to cover it. A lot of people tuned into it, so you know what? Whether I like it or not, we're going to discuss the story today. The fact that issue 1 clearly builds up to Superman versus Godzilla. I'm going to break down the story for you, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. But before we continue, smash the like button, run it up as much as you possibly can, and if you want to show love and support, join my Discord after hitting the like button, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. And if you want to purchase content or scaling servers, hit me up to talk business. And if you want to support in general, hit the Cash App. But without further ado, we're going to get into Justice League vs. Godzilla and the Titans, issue 1, and without further ado, let's begin. So this comic opens up with Superman on a date. He is out with Lois Lane. Both of them are clearly in their younger stages, as they're not even married at this point and have just been dating. And so right away we do know this is an alternate Justice League, but you know, the build-up, and even if the Titans remotely scale to them, that's going to be something really worshipped, and it's going to make it controversial, right? Like, fans will just argue about that shit. But we see at the beginning, Godzilla's pulling up. Superman's on a date, and he tells Lois, wait here, I gotta pull up and see what's up with this monster. Like, I can't just let it run amok. And then we see this switch to 12 hours earlier. Now, in this time period, we see a discussion with Flash and Green Lantern. This is the discussion about Superman, right? And they're like, yo, real shit. It sounds like Lois and Superman might actually tie the knot. Superman might really propose tonight. So they don't want him to really have to worry about much right now, including his sister slash niece, whatever you want to call it. Technically, I fucking forget sometimes, and I don't know in this verse how they're related, but Supergirl is like, yo, let's not stress him out. I can do Superman shit. It's cool. Let them enjoy their date tonight. You know, it's going to be chill. And this is when we see they had already dealt with a Gorilla Titan. Now, a Gorilla Titan had shown up, and if you don't know what Titans are, they're the monsters from the Godzillaverse, right? The Monsterverse. And this Titan had shown up with Kryptonian eyes, right? Like, he's shooting kryptonite. And Superman beat the shit out of him. So it's kind of like, okay, why are we even having this if something powered by kryptonite stands no chance against Superman? I digress. Whatever. And so Superman beats the shit out of this thing, ties it up, and he's like, okay, Flash, you didn't even have to show up. Like, this shit was easy. And they're like, all right, whatever. Superman showing off while pretending to be humble, episode 200. We then pan over to Lex Luthor and a League of Villains, right? He's got a bunch of villains with him. They're sick of Superman shit, and they pulled up on the Fortress of Solitude. After breaking in, they are clearly looking for items that can be used to fuck up the Justice League and Superman. Among the things trapped within the Fortress of Solitude includes contraptions like nth metal. There's contraptions like Orion's sled or sleigh, whatever the fuck they called it, as well as things like access to the Phantom Zone. So there's some pretty extreme tech within Superman's Fortress of Solitude. And this is when we see the idiot Toy Master, who is actually pretty crucial to the story. You would have told me before I read this Toy Master would be crucial to the story, would have called you an idiot, but it is what it is. He tries to break some shit, break in to steal something in the fortress, accidentally sets off the alarms. The Justice League shows up, including Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Lantern, Flash, right? And everyone's pissed at Toy Master, like, yo, you just self-snitched on us, and he's like, alright, whatever, we still gotta brawl. So they start scrapping with the Justice League. And of course, in classic Flash fashion, he gets popped. Captain Cold catches his ass slipping. Of course he jobs in this comic. No matter what universe you are in, Flash is likely going to job at some point. The villains then end up on Skull Island. They have to get the fuck out of there, right? They're like, alright, the League's trying to jump us. Let's get out of here. They end up on Skull Island, which, if you guys don't know, that's where Kong resides, right? And when they see Kong, this was kind of funny. It's stupid, but it's funny at the same time. Grodd sees Kong, and he's like, oh shit. I need to worship this motherfucker. This is the god of apes. Now, one of the strongest telepaths in DC, one of the smartest characters, can't figure out Kong's just a big ass ape, thinks he's an ape god, whatever, but he starts worshiping Kong. He loves him. He's like, this has to be the GOAT. We then see Toymaster tell the League of Villains, like, yo, real shit. We keep trying to steal stuff from the Fortress of Solitude. We keep trying to steal this high-powered shit. Really, we should just use the Titans. He says the Titans that we're seeing, the Titans that can potentially be used and weaponized, are the best weapons available to us to put down the League. And the League of Villains agrees. They're like, you know what? Maybe we can use the Titans to fuck up the Justice League. This is when we see things completely circle back. Superman indeed was on a date with Lois. He's looking to pop the question, but Godzilla shows up. And when he shows up, Superman can't sit this one out. He flies off to fight Godzilla as Lois tells him she loves him, and he says, I love you too. And we see at the end of the comic, these two are set to clash. Now, with that out the way, with the issue 1 review out the way, what do I think of this comic? I wasn't blown away by anything. The storytelling's not great to me. It's clearly an alternate Justice League. We don't quite know what they're capable of. Flash is jobbing per usual. We already saw a Titan with like kryptonite eyes get boloed, so I'm not quite sure why they think like the Titans would be more useful than stuff like Phantom Zones and New God Tech, but whatever. This is clearly a story they're using to milk the MonsterVerse hype. They're taking advantage of Godzilla fans because Godzilla fans will show up. Say what you want, they'll show up. I'm just not that hyped for this run. I think it's going to be like a 6-month wait before the run's even finished. So it's like a 6-month planned out series. Not the best start to it. I wasn't that blown away by it. That's why I wasn't really bothered to cover it that much. But you guys asked for it a lot. So I decided to review it, let you guys decide for yourselves what you think. And while I don't think it's the best thing in the world I've ever read, Flash jobbed, so I'm happy. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support. It's been your boy, Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Oh, before we leave, let me know who you'll think will win in this clash, Superman or Godzilla. But anyways, see y'all later. Peace.